Well, well, well. Barrett, you're actually here. Astounding.
Ellie! Ellie, come on. I promised we'd stop by, didn't I?
People make promises all the time, Barrett. And most folks try to avoid Gagarin, not visit it. Anyway, I'm glad you made it out here. We have work to do, don't we? It's not a resort. It's a working town run by mining corporations. You don't come here unless you need to, and you don't stay unless you have to.
Or unless you're a bright-eyed, optimistic lawyer who genuinely wants to make things better for others. Right, Ellie?
You're kind, Barrett. Yes, I suppose there's that type of person as well. Down to business. Perfect. What do you already know?
So we already know that Irvin worked for Hephaestus Mining Company years ago, and they blamed him for catastrophic economic and ecological issues here on Gagarin.
Yes. He lost his case because he didn't defend himself, and we had almost no evidence without him.
I recall receiving a message asking him to appear in court a day after his funeral.
An unfortunate reality of interplanetary legal communiques, I'm afraid. He was publicly blamed for the economic woes, and his accounts were seized in compensation.
His account on Gagarin specifically. It was just the amount he was paid years ago for the job.
Right. They would have taken his assets and other settlements, but by law, his death prevented it. Well, we can bring the case to a judge here if we have new evidence or a witness.
What about the evidence we found so far?
Yes, well, about that. It's just not enough. Best case scenario, we clear his name and his assets are returned, plus additional compensation. In order for me to go before a judge, I'd like to have some solid evidence pertaining to motive. The courts won't entertain a challenge to its ruling unless we're sure that something major was missed in the original trial.
What was the motive from the original trial?
We had no solid motive after our witness withdrew his testimony. Yeah, we need something major. Documentation, recordings, a witness, something.
It's been so long. How could we find anything like that?
I've thought about this a lot since the original case. The mine that Irvin worked at was shuttered in 2309. They probably still have documents relating to whatever happened there with him.
Not really. All I know is that it's a Hephaestus mine from 20 years ago, somewhere on Gagarin.
I don't have a couple decades to wait for you to search them all, so we'll need to narrow it down. Not necessarily. To Hephaestus, it might be cheaper to run away and let the dust bury it all. That's where you come in. I don't know which mine he worked at when the incident took place. In theory, you could find that information on a Foundry terminal, if you can access it. You'll need a passcode. That's the hard part. Besides the Foundry records, there also might be something in Irvin's apartment. If he knew he was being framed, he might have held on to some documents there.
Makes sense to me.
You've been hanging on to that old apartment this whole time, Barrett?
Yeah, it was easier to not bother with it. Not like it's worth anything in this economy anyway.
I hope you still have the key.
I have it. Figured maybe I'd sell it while we were here anyway. May as well, right?
Hopefully, that's enough to work with for now. If you'll excuse me, I have to get some court documents ready for this case.
I should still have a key to Irvin's apartment. I hope it's worth our time, but I can't be sure. Irvin's old apartment isn't far from here. I doubt there's much in there, but it... Well, this is it. Irvin's old apartment. Here, use this key. Irvin didn't live here for long, but he certainly had a lot of junk here. I had no idea. Now I get why he wanted me to look at his plan. No wonder he broke so much. Wait a second. What about this safe? I bet it's locked by a terminal. Well, I'll be. You ever doubted Irvin's genius? Look at all this. Still chugging along 20 years later. Hold on. Is that what I think it is? Aha! Will you look at that? If we go to town hall, I bet we can get a copy of that hunting license. There's gotta be a way to look up applications. I have something for you. I feel like we're really... Oh yeah, I do. You may as well have it now.
You think you're hot? Try one.
They're conscripting security to search all the abandoned buildings for heat leeches. Guess who's got the next shift?
Haven't seen you in the mines before.
Coordinates look valid to me. Imagine Irvin thinking the same thing all those years ago. Just a job, right? Well, at least we know where to keep looking, right?
Clint got a new delivery in.
I guess we'll see what state the mine is in. It's possible they collapsed it before they left. We just won't know until we get there. If that's the case, we'll just have to figure something out.
Tastes like dust. It's vacuum sealed. Hey, more dust for you.
Don't you forget it.
Security's usually good about keeping out strays, but keep your eyes open at night for dust devils and problems, okay? Still want to do that hike? I don't know.
I knew
It's a bad
you
idea.
didn't even. Not looking
It's a
to chat,
hike.
friend.
We'll get out of the damn city. Remember what the horizon looks like. In the sun, with dust devils chasing us. You just want to go to Lizzie's. No one's going to eat us there. You been to Clint's recently? You get crushed under all that crap yet?
Supervisor is going to be mad that I'm late, but I just need a moment to myself before I go back.
It's vacuum sealed. Hey, more dust for you. You from off-world?
Can't believe my
Well,
break is almost
You like it?
I've got applications in and mark my and mine. So I think
So, hunting license was sponsored by Hephaestus after all. Very interesting to see this.
looking for the nice part of town.
Wonder if that will work here. Worth a try. Coordinates look valid to me.
Back on your apartment?
Imagine Irvin thinking the same thing all those years ago.
What it was when I was
Just a job, right?
So,
Well, at least we know where to keep looking, right?
only if I take up a life of piracy.
Guess we'll see what state the mine is in. It's possible they collapsed it before they left. We just won't know until we get there. If that's the case, we'll just have to figure something out.
If there's harder work, then I know
not now. I'm trying to hype myself to go back to work.
Coordinates look valid. Imagine Irvin. Well, at least we... I guess we'll see what's... If that's the case, we should check in with El. Mine H3... 63. Here we come.
security's huge.
Careful. This place was shuttered. Might want this.
Yeah, what is it?
Find a use for that stuff. Let's go find Irvin and Helgi's lab stations. That was fast. destruction of the bacterial colonies, not the apex predators. So, they ruined the ecosystem here, and it had nothing to do with Irvin. This is it. This is what Ellie needs to see. The evidence we found some... okay. Let's keep looking around. Lights are on down here at least. Yes. That sort of infrastructure is common to biological have something for you. Hey, you might want this. Ellie's going. Yep.
Share the catwalks, all right? I don't want to have to face anyone else.
You're back. Well, what did you uncover?
We got it from town hall and everything. It's the real deal.
I see. This sort of thing works well for the narrative of our case, but we will need more evidence to bring it to a judge.
We're on it, Ellie. Don't worry.
Well, I like the sound of that. Okay, now that is a solid lead. Well, don't let me stop you while you're on a roll, detectives. We can talk more later.
You don't need to be a botanist to know Harvey's probably thirsty. 20 years is a long time to go without a drink. You don't need to be a botanist to know Harvey's probably thirsty. 20 years is a long time to go without a drink. Find something? I know you can bypass this system's security. Is that Irvin's employment contract? Let me see. I've already got the coordinates to mine H363, but this will still solidify. Seems like Helgi tried to do the right thing here. I'm sure Ellie would want to see this. He's citing numerous ethics violations dating back to before Irvin's time, and Hephaestus just ignored me. Garn has always been a bit of a pit in my stomach. I know it wasn't related to Irvin's death, but it happened right before he died, so the events provoke emotion and linked it to me.
Welcome to Clint's. Whatever you need, I'm sure I've got it lying around somewhere. Except mech parts. Don't trade those anymore, so don't waste your time asking. Refurbished a lot of the pieces myself. Taking in the collection. Plenty on offer. Trade in a little bit of it. May not be the pretty...
Finally starting to cool off.
Ellie! Hello?
Welcome back, detectives.
Ellie, I sent you all the data from the mine already. As I'm sure you know.
Yes, I've been reviewing it. Sit down. Let's have a chat about it. Welcome back, you two. How was the trip to the mine?
You're gonna love this, Ellie.
Basically, or at least aggressively negligent. What you both found in that mine is remarkable. These documents show that the chemicals released by the mining process contaminated the ecology even before Irvin was tasked with removing the predators. And they also show that Helgi informed Hephaestus of the issue, and it was repeatedly ignored. And with that, I think we've got ourselves a case, my friends.
Yes! That's what I wanted to hear, Ellie. Woo!
Yes, but it's still likely to lose. Because what we really need now is Helgi as our witness, and that is a problem. Helgi isn't an ideal witness at all. He was our star witness the first time, and he never showed up. Plus, he's got a reputation around town. After he quit, he went a bit weird.
I can handle a bit weird. I know the captain can too.
Clearly. But the judge might feel differently. It might be worth finding some character witnesses too while you're looking for him. Helgi's documents are nothing without him there in court, explaining them to the judge.
Does Helgi still live around here by any chance?
Sort of. He's, unpredictable, though. You're not wrong. In this town, Lizzie knows everybody and everything, it seems. Listen, if he refuses, then he refuses. Can't force him.
Yeah, we don't want to press him too hard. The last thing we need is him refuting what he wrote. This is going to take a light touch, but I think we can handle it.
Anything on that ship other than the booze, yours for the taking.
Well, well, well. Spritz is back.
A reputation already? I'm impressed.
Slow news day, I guess. There are very few secrets here in Gagarin, Spritz.
Just makes the ones that exist much more expensive.
It is what it is. I serve drinks here, Spritz.
We were told that you are a local crime.
We serve drinks here. Here's a list of our specials for today.
There's nothing on here.
Oh, that's strange. Here, let me fix that. Don't worry, it's just the one sale today.
Oh, right. Of course, it's a number. Here you go, Captain. All yours.
The service I provide is worth quite a lot. Don't think I'm desperate or anything, but you do have a point. If you don't like it, find someone else to deal with. Huh. That makes a lot of sense, now that I think about it. All right. Consider it a favor. Sending the coordinates now. See ya.
You from off-world? Well, if you like your destinations hot and dusty...
I don't suppose you're here to tell me I've won a ticket to a new planet, huh?
Sorry, Doctor. Not today. We came to Gagarin to investigate Irvin Mandani's contract with the mining company a long time ago. Ring any bells?
Irvin, yeah. Biologist. Hunter. Yeah, I remember him. Why? Who are you people? Nah, I don't trust you. I don't even know you. So take a long spacewalk with an empty tank, will you?
Please. Irvin was once one of your colleagues. He was the one Hephaestus blamed for an ecological disaster about 20 years ago. Do you remember any of that?
No, I don't remember lies. It's been 20 years. 20! Get out of here.
Look, I know this is strange. We show up out of the blue about things that happened decades ago. But right now, nobody save us knows the truth. And that means we're the only ones who can clear Irvin's name.
And what of it? You probably think the sky is blue too. Well, you'd be wrong. It's whatever color Hephaestus says it is.
Only if you let them. You're a scientist. Your words matter. That's why we need you to testify.
Testify? The trial is over, the verdict rendered. In case you two clowns didn't get the memo. Ellie Yankton? But why? Ah, it doesn't matter. Nothing's changed. I cannot do that. Why is this so hard to understand here? I think you may be right. What's right has got nothing to do with it. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking before. Fine, you've convinced me. I'd be willing to testify on one condition. I want to know what happened to Irvin. Because when he disappeared, let's just say I had an epiphany. Hephaestus didn't need to say a word. That's when I knew the threats against me and my family were real.
Dr. Hawkson, it wasn't Hephaestus that took Irvin's life. It was the war. Irvin was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Caught in the crossfire.
Then I am sorry for your loss. It won't change the past for either of us. But I will testify. And maybe, wherever Irvin is, you'll be glad that we can finally stick it to those assholes at Hephaestus.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, don't get all mushy on me now. I need a drink.
Oh, man. Could I use a vacation?
I'm Dr. Kayala. Are you a new patient? If you're a UC citizen, I can look you up, get your benefits processed once we've done a workup. Oh, well, hello right back at you. If you're ever in need of medical services, you just let me know. Let me look you over. Not so bad, really. Straightforward zipper. There! Good as new. If it's patient medical records you're after, I'll remind you, I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
We're thinking of taking Hephaestus to court with Dr. Hodgson as a witness. Now, given his situation, we're worried the defense might cast aspersions on his character, even question his mental health.
That's unfortunate, but not surprising. Look, if he agrees to testify and grants me permission, I could vouch for his well-being.
Thanks, Doc. He's already agreed to testify. We just need you to be there when the time comes. Ellie Yankton will be in touch.
No promises, given patient confidentiality, but I'll do my best. I need to get back to my work now, if you don't mind.
Helgi agreeing to testify is a great help. We might need witnesses to vouch for his character, though. Someone in security, maybe?
Okay, you two, lay it on me. Did you find Helgi? Did he agree to testify?
Well, we've got good news and... well, that's it. Just more good news.
Okay. Does that mean he said yes? Well, that is perfect. She's probably the best person to call on should Hephaestus decide to play dirty. Well, you two have done all that you could. Now it's time to hand the baton off to me.
What do you think, Ellie? Do we have a chance?
The evidence you've gathered is impressive. It truly is.
So what's the verdict? In this case, I'd say spoilers are appreciated.
I almost never say this because I don't want to jinx it, but I think this case is a slam dunk.
Huzzah! That's what I like to hear.
I think we can do everything on our checklist. Clear Irvin of any wrongdoing, charge Hephaestus with the cover-up, and even restore Helgi, Dr. Hodgson's standing in the scientific community. All in all, though, really outstanding work. We wouldn't have gotten this far without your efforts. And I've got to imagine that wherever Irvin is, he appreciates it too.
Agreed, Ellie. And thanks for being our anchor in this. We should probably get out of Ellie's way and let her do her thing. We can talk more in private. Wow, we actually did it! Solved the case. And hopefully cleared Irvin's name. I feel like... what's the old saying? A great weight has been lifted off my shoulders? But it's actually true. I feel like I'm 80% biomass and 20% aerogel. Thanks. I was trying not to be too optimistic about our chances, because that's when a cosmic reversal kicks in. But I think it's okay in this case. We've already proven Irvin's innocence, and I trust Ellie to explain it. I'm feeling great. Although I could do with some wine and cheese. Why stop at emotional satisfaction when we can indulge in the culinary too? But if I can be serious for a moment, thank you. I couldn't have done this without your help. That makes two of us. Three if you count Harvey, and who wouldn't? He's practically family. In fact, Harvey's got a little explorer in him too. According to this slate I found, turns out that our spiky friend's been all across the galaxy. You know what? He just might. But it's probably best you chart the course. Harvey doesn't do well with things that require hands. We've been through a lot, haven't we? I had forgotten what it was like to work with someone so closely. I'm sure it is. Our own perspective is impossible to fully convey, isn't it? We can only explain a fraction of how we truly feel. Such is the inefficiency of language. I've come to realize that some events, some people, stand out as pillars of my life. Yes, some of them do. And if we're lucky, they change us for the better. We only get a brief moment in this universe to interact, to feel, to be who we are and experience the range of emotions that our bodies and minds have evolved to comprehend. Maybe I did. But this is all from my heart, my friend. And the definition of that changes for everybody. If one is fortunate, you might even notice events and people changing you while it is in motion. Absolutely. Constellation made me who I am today. Gave me opportunities I could have only dreamed of. I've explored many worlds, and I've worked with Constellation for most of my life. I cherish those memories. But you have changed me as a person forever. I don't want to look back years from now and wonder what if. I need to know what you think about us. There's nothing more important to me in the entire universe, my friend. Space is so hostile to humanity already, and you made it just a little bit safer for everybody. The Terramorphs don't stand a chance. This is going to make a real difference. This is one for the Constellation history books, Captain. Okay. Anyway, I can't believe you got them to agree to the microbes. Bravo, Captain. Bravo. Well, you don't need to understand everything about the research to trust the experts. I'm glad you listened to enough of what Chief Engineer Kakarni said to make the right choice. Sealing away the Lazarus plant hopefully is just a small risk, but that remains to be seen. Balancing risk versus reward is tricky. Even more so when so much hangs in the balance. Making the subtle system safer with every petri dish. Let's talk. When you have time, of course. Crimson Fleet ought to be pretty happy right about now. Must have been hard to decide what to do with all those credits. Are you satisfied with how it all turned out? They're made up of people like any other organization, but they've burned a lot of chances. The fleet now has the funding to do the harm they've always wanted. Everything is going to be more dangerous out there for everybody, including us. Are you for real? There is no grand scheme. And even if there was, you certainly wouldn't know what matters in it. I'm just thinking about all the people that this is going to impact out there. Regular, normal folk who just want to have a safe life. Space is already so unforgiving, so hostile to life. Humans are still so delicate out here. And now it's just that much harder for no good reason. Let's stow our stuff fast. Then get out of here. Still can't believe this place exists sometimes. SSNN is doing what it can. It's just that people are hard to reach these days. It makes it harder to relay drama.
Those cards and headshots. Mr. Barron's very busy and important. Man.
If you've seen something interesting, let me know. If it pans out into a full story, you'll be compensated. Welcome to SSNN, where the news never sleeps. If you're part of the David Barron fan club, try not to inflate his ego too much. He's liable to burst. Sounds like you know him personally. Let's take a look at you. You're not from around here. My guess is you really work for a living. I bet you have a story or two. I have a feeling about such things. Sounds like an old pickup line. But it really has, hasn't it? I'm interested only in primary sources. So things you've seen and or done that are newsworthy. No hearsay. So, what do you got for me? Really? To say you have my undivided attention is an understatement. A lot of people were there. The accounts we've got were chaotic. What was your role in that? Sounds like maybe you're being modest. Security isn't exactly trained for that scenario. But all right. The whole city is still on edge over the attack. We were fortunate, damn fortunate, that casualties were so low. What was it like in the thick of things? That makes what you did even more, well, amazing. It sounds like New Atlantis, heck, the whole UC, owes you a great debt. Any closing comments? I already have a good story here. That's a mouthful. A thankful you guys are around mouthful. Hey, Constellation? From all of us that live here, thanks. We use the word hero a lot in news, but you really are one. You have another story for me? You certainly get around. I'm surprised that branch has any customers left the number of times it's been held up. But I thought the Rangers had finally managed to get a handle on it. I heard there was a standoff. That true? I hear the robbers are provided free of charge. All part of the service. What happened to the robbers? The Shaw gang? Wait, what? You cleaned them out? Jesus. I'm sorry, but I might have to dig up some witnesses to confirm that. Anyway, these things are often messy. Any customers or Galbank staff get hurt? That's really good news. Usually, well, it's a different kind of story. You were there. You were involved in resolving it. Any comment on the Freestar Rangers? Having another high-profile robbery in their own backyard is a bit of a black eye. Huh. That's really good to know. Stories like this always fire up public outrage and appetite. Thanks for the interview. And take this. You talk and get paid, I spread the news. It's a classic win-win. Looks like some Crimson Fleet brainiac figured out it's easier to hit stationary targets than dogfighting in the field. And you are an eyewitness with the courtesy to find us instead of being chased down. Refreshing. So what were the pirates doing there? It's not their usual MO.
Oh, yeah, that. I don't remember much. You can take it from here, Captain.
Bad blood between the fabled Constellation and the Crimson Fleet? Has all the markings of what we in the SSNN call a story. So what's your role in all this? Part of a tour group? Wow, an actual member of Constellation graces my office. Do we bow? Maybe smoke a pipe? So we've covered the basics. How about any harrowing tales of daring do? How'd a bunch of miners triumph? How heartwarming. Constellation banding together with some dusty miners. I like it. This is a good local story. Plucky miners band together and punch above their weight. If you ever get more stories like this, drop by. And take this to cover any incidentals, or other creative ways to pad out an expense report. If you have a news story from... This news is titanic. The ripples from SysDef essentially being taken out of the picture. I think we're just starting to see them. So, I'm guessing you weren't with the good guys? Some policies you need to know. SSNN protects its sources. And for me, I never, and I mean never, reveal a source. So anything you say to me won't get back to you. Assuming you're good with that. What was your involvement? Anything you say, they'll obviously read, but I'll strip out anything that could incriminate you. I can work with that. So, the Vigilance went to the key and one hell of a space battle ensued. And somehow at the end of that, the Vigilance was commandeered and SysDef has been dealt a massive blow. Maybe fatal. Any comment? Oh, that explains it. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out why SysDef did such a harebrained thing. I have to ask, why? Reading between the lines here, you helped the Crimson Fleet enormously. Piracy is going to get worse. So much worse. Again, why? In my experience, a lot of times, it all boils down to money. I'll talk with publishing, but expect to see this soon. This is just me speaking as a human being here. But I hope you don't come to regret too much what you did.
Please tell me you're not here.
Welcome to Gaga. All right, your ship need fuel? Repairs?